I understand the struggle, I really do. As business owners, we have a ton of things taking from each little sliver of pie that we have as far as energy and the effort that we can apply. I was talking to an apprentice one time and I said, hey, look, you got to make sure you're talking to your mentor, not me as the shop owner. And I said, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because while that mentor has 3 individual slices of pie that they have to deal with as a shop owner or as a business owner, I have 20, 30, 40, depending on the day, maybe more. Now look, I'm not saying that to say I'm complaining about the workload or anything like that. Here's what I'm coming to you to say though, is that while we are very busy and we do have a lot going on as business owners, we can't forget the critical things. What are critical things? How does our staff feel? Are they okay? Are they doing all right? Are they happy? You know, that question was posed in the group. What's your metric for judging staff satisfaction? You know, I think the best way to explain your staff is your internal clients. And if you really put it that way, if you think about it that way, your internal clients are really who you work for. And then your external clients are the ones that your internal clients work for. I know it's silly to think about it that way, but you see, we often look at our staff and we get this kind of jaded mentality, this jaded attitude towards them. And the next thing you know, we've become completely disconnected from our staff. We've become completely disconnected from our business, and we can't figure out why things aren't going the way we want them to go. But we never thought to check on our staff. We never thought to ask them, hey, you doing okay? That's why I highly recommend one-on-ones. Josh Parnell, Limitless Leadership, he does some coaching, and he talks a lot about one-on-ones and training your managers and your leaders up to be those coaches, to do those things on the other side of the business. So it's not all on the owner's back. I'm just saying that it's very, very important to nurture your staff. I see a lot of comments from a lot of owners, and it's pretty frustrating, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The way that we talk about our staff in some of the groups, as if they owe us something, as if we deserve them to serve us. We're paying them. Now look, I'm not saying that we're not paying them, and I'm not saying they shouldn't work hard, and I'm not saying they shouldn't do a good job. But I am saying that doesn't mean they're not human beings and we shouldn't care about them. So next time the shop's in a funk, why don't you try one-on-ones? Why don't you try to take your team and pull them aside one person at a time and just ask, how you doing? You doing okay? How's work been lately? How's home life? You stressed out? If you notice something's off with one of your team members, talk to them. Ask, hey, is everything okay? I notice you're a little bit off. You know, I see so many business owners who will freak out on a staff member. They'll yell at them, and listen, I do it too. I've done it. The stress of running a business, owning a business, and all of these things happening on a daily basis in the business can really build up and lead you to this extremely stressful position, and something goes wrong, and whoever's right in front of you is the person that's going to catch the brunt of that. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't at least apologize and go back and say, hey man, I was wrong. You know, are you okay? I really shouldn't have acted that way. But we don't do that enough. Just my opinion. I think that if we started treating people better, we'd have less of a technician shortage. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.